We have been hard at work at the Karambwans, and here is the first level 99 of the account of the league, and there's a bit more where that came from. I have had to have a few days AFK, but there is level 99 fishing. I then ran out of Karambwanji, so definitely needed to go and grab a few more of those. I think I did manage to get enough though. One perk of needing to go so AFK at the beginning of the league is that the points have just flown in, so 50 million cooking XP and we're already up to steel rank. Safe to say I'm not going to be running out of herbs anytime soon, and that might be 99 herb lore sorted already. I did also manage to get a respectable amount of clue scrolls, though to be honest, not quite as many heart and elite as I was hoping for. I think I probably will get by though with the amount of Karambwans I ended up with. I was on the way for a quick birdhouse run for the first time in a couple of days when I spotted I was being followed by a heron. So not only is that going to continue over into all of the future leaves like the Rocky and the Tangle route, but it was a 200 point task as well. So I've no idea when I managed to get that, but I'm happy it came in. Next up was a main game favourite in mining some shooting stars, which did allow me to get up to 70 mining and complete a couple of mithril and addy ore tasks too. I do have a bunch of woodcutting and forestry tasks as well, so it's been quite nice to use this AFK time for some of the more boring ones. Doing just a little bit of farming in between being AFK and managed to finally get a Hespori seed, so that is going to be one of the echo bosses ready for me when I return. Using the de-grime spell on the Arceus spellbook has not only saved my wrists, but it has also given me quite a few points from just some easy herb lore cleaning herb tasks. The Echo Harpoon is the gift that keeps on giving, allowing me to get some really easy high point tasks at the Dark Crabs and also at the Anglerfish as well, so both the Wilderness and Korend coming in super handy for getting me some more points. How would I get on without the Banker's Note? It's just so good for all of these AFK tasks. I popped myself at the Rune Essence mine just here because I've actually struggled to get any essence for this rune crafting at the moment, so it is my lowest skill. But we are finally at the end of my AFK necessity time, and in that time we've managed to get about 3,500 points, essentially not really playing the game in the last few days, so I'm pretty pleased with that. But we are now only just over 4,000 points until the 7th relic, and that's something that I need to have a think about. So for the tier 7 relics, we have Pocket Kingdom, so it's essentially managing miscellanea. I'll get a bunch of resources like ores and logs and herbs, so sounds pretty good in theory. There's the Grimoire, so I'll be able to use all of the spells like Rigor and Augury. I'll be able to use all of the different spell books, but I do already have Zaya, so, I can get Rigor and Augury, and I can use the Arceus spellbook already. And then there's Overgrown, so, essentially a pretty free 50 million farming XP. The problem that I have is that whatever I choose really needs to address one of two skills, so that's both smithing and farming. So for smithing, I kind of am a bit worried about where I'm going to get all of these resources from. I can kind of get a lot of ores, but that means I'm going to have to manually make bars at a furnace, which just doesn't sound fun. For farming, it's more so that I'm just a bit lazy and I can't really be bothered doing farming runs. So when I have a look at the relics again and think, well, Overgrown addresses farming, but is that just being lazy? The Grimoire, I've already got all of the Zaya things, so I don't really need it. And for Pocket Kingdom, it will help smithing, but I don't know. Do I really want to be sat there using a whole bunch of ores at a furnace? So, tricky choice, but one I need to sort out. It feels like I can finally play the game again, so I'm going to waste no time. I'm going to bash out these 4,000 points, and that'll give us the final 16 times XP on all of our skills, so that'll make skilling worthwhile. I'm only 38 tasks until the next and final area, so I'll do this as fast as I can. And yeah, it feels good not just click a screen once every 25 minutes for once. Some of these wilderness tasks are just so easy for points. I absolutely hate Soul Wars, but it has to be done. I need to get a win for a task, and I think it is probably the best way to get some pure essence so I can finally do a bit of runecraft training with the Banker's Note. Vaguely recall I need to do something along the lines of attack these souls like I did last year. we'll see how it goes. You know what? This has actually been a lot more enjoyable than last year, since 95% of people don't have Ice Barrage this time around. And I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like we're getting a first win in the first game. A nice easy win there, I suppose, and how much is that? 264 zeal from one game, so yeah, I guess I'll stick around for a couple, see if we can get a few more wins, a few more points, and we'll go from there. I mean, I'm very happy actually that they disabled the XP from Soul Wars, and I think they did it from Pest Control too. Last year it just kind of felt like, well, I may as well do Soul Wars for my XP, and you didn't really play the game, so what a good change in my opinion. I'd take it all back, this game has been absolutely horrendous. It's just, I don't know why people enjoy playing this game, to be honest. Surely people just want to be here for the points, but whatever, I guess. Right, let's just get some of these bought, and hopefully I get some pure essence. Well, almost 10,000, I guess, for, you know, the 20 minutes or so that I was sat in Soul Wars there, not too bad. Getting some of the Shading armor is a nice easy way to get some collection log slots, and we can now take on some Lizardman Shamans. Right, I've been waiting to use the Banker's Note for the best thing that in the game you can use it for, just, oh, so good. I went and made some natures, I made some cosmics, and it did click to me that I can make chaos runes, and then instead of just, you know, using the runes or selling them from GP, I can trade these in for some tockle, so I reckon the Chaos Altar is where I'll spend a fair bit of time. Just sold all of those Chaos runes off, and I'm just short of being able to buy an Onyx. Let's go and fix that. Actually, when I think about it, my crafting is level 61, so there's no time I'm going to be making a Fury anytime soon. So I'll buy a cape. I'm going to double check what else I actually need. I think this and this. There we go, equip those. Nice, some easy 90 points just there. I will sell them back too, but hopefully we'll get that Fury sometime soon. Just returned to the farming guild and I've realised my Hesporia's grown, so I'm pretty sure if I can take this down, then the Echo Orb for the Echo Hesperia is a guaranteed drop, so we'll give this a bash. That has Spory down, a nice XP drop, and there is the first Echo Orb of the account. So yeah, we're going to make use of that pretty soon, and yeah, give it a try. I thought that this fight against Echo Hesperia was actually pretty cool. My biggest problems were that I'm not great at PVM at the best of times, and when I tried this, not only was I hungover after the start of the Christmas razzing season, but also it was Storm Dara in the UK. So where I live in Liverpool, it was, yeah, super laggy, great excuse, but I did get the kill in the end, and yeah, it's probably going to be quite a good one to get if I need more seeds. This will give me a bunch of those. I got a unique Echo Boss KC for the points, and importantly, I did get the Combat Masteries point as well. The next problem that I had links back to that hangover. I've been watching a lot of YouTube series lately, and in all of those, everyone already has their tier 6 in, you know, whatever style they've chosen. So in my head, I was like, oh, I've already got tier 6 melee, so foolishly, I, you know, just went straight in for the range. And even though I'm only the 4th combat mastery for melee, I don't know what I was thinking, but I immediately knew my mistake and just couldn't believe it. So yeah, that was a lesson learned to, you know, not go out boozing when I have important decisions on RuneScape to make. I suppose the silver lining is that I'm not that far away from 100 combat, so I guess that's what I'm probably going to now go and work on next to get that 5th melee mastery and get the increased attack styles. So I've parked up in the Wilderness Slayer caves, and that's the first superior Slayer creature, and I do get the guaranteed Laren's key and Brimstone key drop, so, you know, silver linings again of this 100 combat grind that I need to do now. I moved over to the Dust Devils, and not only is a nice level there, but I also managed to get a Dust Battle Staff with this superior, so pretty cool to get that, and it was also a nice 160 points when I equipped that for 2 different tasks. In the end, the quickest way to get the final combat level was to use some bones on the altar in the wilderness, and there we go, 100 combat, 60 prayer too, which is pretty decent, and 1 combat mastery. So this time round I was not going to make the same mistake. So tier 5 melee, my melee attack rate is set to 50%, so even my dragon longsword is going to be pretty decent. And also the passive effect's pretty cool too. Prayer's going to be more beneficial when I sip a prayer potion. But there we go, tier 5. I mean, I could have been tier 6 by now and that would have been cool. But you can't win them all, and I'm happy with this one. Even with the Slayer relic, I wasn't sure if I had to be on task to get this task out the way. Either way it's sorted, and this double attack speed is actually so nice. So back to the regular plan to get to that tier 7 relic as fast as possible, and a few Laren's keys came in from that Slayer grind and combat grind, so actually pretty good there. And there we go, some steel bars, which is exactly what I'm looking for, that and pure essence, and I suppose the gems are pretty good for crafting too. So I'm so happy that I did go with the Slayer relic in the end, and yeah, it'll hopefully come in super handy when we're going on that maxing grind eventually. One left to go. And there's another task for 15 Laren's chests. That task also was the 400th on the account, so that is enough for another area, and I suppose if you can imagine I'm focusing on melee, then it probably makes sense that I will be going for Morytania as the final area. Just like Corrend, it's another interesting one for me because I've actually only ever done the entry mode of Theatre of Blood, but I am hoping that the relics this league will carry me through and I can have a nice time doing it. I probably don't want to do this all the way to 99, but this gold ore from the Laren's keys has come in handy to get base 50s, and I finally have a way to kind of train my smithing. First venture into Morytania and doing something that most people probably did on the first day or two. Maybe they had a more convenient tannery than I do, but there we go, leather body crafted, 10 points. Mining these gem rocks without a charge glory is pretty brutal, but that is a task there for cutting a red topaz, and this is going to help to complete a series of Karamja tasks too. Rather than engaging with the game, I can just sell off a few of these gems, and that's going to give me enough trading sticks to buy and equip the red topaz machete. Finding a gout tuber only took about 5 minutes as well, so not too shabby to be getting that task out of the way, and that unlocks the Karamja diaries too. And then another easy task to just get into the trees over here. I guess I'm free from birdhouse runs now because that is the last task available from those, getting a magic seed from a bird's nest. A quick bit of Brimhaven agility allows me to get an amylase pack, make some staminas for a task, train my herb lore and get to level 81 so that I can make a sourdough and brew for another task. I went a little bit dry in getting a scaly blue dragon hide, but I did get a lot of scales for some secondaries that'll be handy for herblore trading later, and I'm sure these bones will come in very handily as well. It's such a league's task to be making this hunter outfit, even though I don't think it has any purpose in the actual game. Though to be fair, I reckon it actually looks pretty cool, so yeah, might give this one a bit of a spin out. The hunter aspect of Animal Wrangler is absolutely incredible. So many points locked behind Black Chinchompers, the Black Salamanders, getting level 83 Hunter there as well, so we can now catch Dragon Implings, and it took no time at all to be able to get up to this point. Let's equip those Black Chinchompers, and a nice 360 points coming in at once there for equipping 500. You just love to see it. The first time I enter Puro, a Dragon Impling is there waiting for me, and with the Dark Lure spell on the Arceus spellbook, it makes catching the more valuable Implings a little bit easier. There's something about this weird Jester guy that just makes me feel so uneasy. I just do not like that, and I hope that task isn't in any future league because it's just freaked me out a bit. It's finally time to pay to win, so here's a million GP for a 200 point task. When in doubt of things to do for points, just fall back on some clue scrolls. So I just gathered up about 100, it was really quick, it took about 45 minutes, so no time at all. I've got 2 tasks left to get, a few collection log slots, and then there's also the one for filling all of the easy beginner slots, and that should tick me over the edge onto the 7th relic. So let's have a go on these. Alright, 4 clues in, and that's the first. Gain 10 unique items from beginner clues. And just a few later, there's fill 10 beginner clue collection log slot as well. 170 points. The last task to fill all of the collection log slots is a 200 point task. So I've got 82 left to go, so hopefully I don't need to do any more clues. It's not looking good with the last handful of clue scrolls. Can we get on the last one? No, so right, a few more beginner clues. I'm sure it won't take too long. Yes, there we go. That is the Sandwich Lady hat. That's the last one we needed. There we go. Fill every beginner clue collection log slot and you've unlocked enough points for the tier 7 relic. So, which one to choose? It's decision time. So, Pocket Kingdom, Grimoire, or Overgrown? So, Pocket Kingdom, I was so certain that I actually would take this, but then the thought of just being sat at a furnace making bars just sounds like the most unfun thing in the world. Overgrown sounds really good, and I'm sad that I won't be taking this because it just sounds class getting these farming XP drops. But that is why I will be taking the Grimoire. Getting a bunch of Laren's keys and Brimstone keys while I accidentally had to get my combat to level 100 was really good fun today, and I think the quickest way, realistically, is actually to be using Ancient Magics in the Wilderness Slayer caves, and that's a big reason behind it. But I do also get all of the prayers, I'll get Piety, so I'll actually be hitting high with my melee, I'll have the off-style prayers, and I just think that this is probably the right decision. And I guess it'll be handy for a couple of bosses too, having Ancient Magics there as well. I mean, I did already have the Arceus spellbook, but also it was a huge pain having to go and change it at the like the Blood and Soul altars every time. So with this handy book, I can just do whatever I want, and this is definitely the right decision for me. So a bit of a roundabout journey there with the Combat Masteries mishap, but we have unlocked the final area in Morytania, and we've unlocked the 7th tier relics. So yeah, just under 9,000 points to go until the last and final relic, and I can finally skill guild-free, so my AFK time will be even better now. So, next video, I guess we'll be going for a bit of a higher total level, we'll be going for that final relic, and hopefully we can start properly enjoying the league. So thank you again for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.